almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's past, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuervo to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeehaw! It's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves. A long holiday weekend is here.
Very excited about that. Good weather, too, right? I mean, this is going to continue throughout the weekend.
I see some rain in the forecast tomorrow.
Very slight, though, I think. That's the deal.
And I think only in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it looks like maybe tonight even, right around 5 o'clock, somewhere around 84% chance of rain. A little bit in the morning tomorrow, but then it should be clear and warm and nice for the rest of the weekend, including Monday. 80 degrees.
Celebrate your labor. You're a laborer. Celebrate.
We got Labor Day stuff to get to later on. We got Doc joining us talking racing after 8 o'clock this morning. We got Bad News, Happy Music. I'll recap my trip to Madison. Lots of stuff to do. Lots. If you want to get in touch with us, you can text. You can get in touch with us by going to rockmornings.com and finding all our contact info. You can download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Submit videos and pictures and voicemails. Tom texted in, wants to hear some Queenstrike. Says, happy Friday, Brian and Gene. Will you play Eyes of a Stranger? Have a great weekend. Chris said, is the app down this morning? I don't know. Is it?
I haven't checked.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I haven't checked. No, it looks fine.
Looks like it's working.
Maybe just restart your phone. Could be that.
I don't know. Circle of death here. Yep. Unable to play selected track. All right, so the app's not working.
Well, thanks for the text.
Dean texted in and said stream isn't working. So we'll let the appropriate people know that they need to work on that. I'm sure they'll be happy to
hear from us early this morning.
At 6 o'clock, yeah. Real happy. Some Kill Switch coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station. I am awake.
Hey, it's Friday.
It's a 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend.
Labor Day weekend is here.
Labor Day weekend.
There's bound to be traffic, because it's Labor Day weekend and everything.
Labor Day is Labor Day.
Labor Day weekend.
Grilling.
I'm just waiting for a hot dog.
Summer is officially over.
We're going to take a little family vacation of our own. Happy Labor Day.
It's showtime.
It is Labor Day weekend, and summer is not officially over. It continues until late September, but for the most part,
well, it's considered that.
Getting
right?
out on the river every weekend, going camping every weekend, all the things that we do all summer long tend to come to an end at the beginning of September because school and football and schedules and all that stuff and the weather change and yada, yada, yada. But it is Labor Day weekend, a nice 3-day weekend. So if you are off on Monday, enjoy your extra day off. We will not be here on Monday, FYI, but you can tune in for a best of Rock Mornings if you want, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. The vice president was in town yesterday.
Sure was.
We didn't get back into La Crosse until after noon, or right around noon, so it was pretty much done. And it was all basically on the north side. Didn't really affect us.
Yeah, he didn't speak until about 20 after 1.
Okay. Well, we didn't see any of it. We got off the highway in West Salem and came the back way to our house just to avoid any kind of issues. But he was in town yesterday. If you missed it or if you want to see it again, WISMnews.com. You can go to WISMnews.com. They have a full video of his statements. He was at Mid-City Steel talking about the big, beautiful bill and was along with the Secretary of Interior, Doug Burgum. J.D. Vance in town yesterday talking about all sorts of stuff. And then, did they go the wrong way down Grove Street? Is that what I saw? And then the protesters had to run over the hill there? Is that what I thought I saw?
I didn't see any of that. I was over on that side of town earlier in the morning. I saw a lot of police presence at different locations. And then I watched the stream, the live feed of it yesterday afternoon, but I wasn't there afterwards.
Again, if you did not see the video or if you want to check it out a second time or post it or whatever, WISMnews.com, WIZM news.com. An Appleton area judge will not face criminal charges. Talk about abuse of power here. This guy won't face criminal charges for jailing a man during a probation hearing over an unrelated financial dispute, but he will resign in February before his term expires. Outagamie County Judge Mark McGinnis had jailed cement contractor Tyler Barth back in December of 2021 over a private money dispute that was not a matter before the court. McGinnis accused Barth of theft, but Barth had not been arrested or charged with a crime. Wisconsin Watch first reporting this case back in January of last year. La Crosse County District Attorney Tim Granke appointed as a special prosecutor in the case back in March of last year, more than a year after the Wisconsin Department of Justice opened up a criminal investigation. Barth said in an interview earlier this week, "That's crazy. The fact that nobody's going to prosecute him for it, that's insane. If he's retiring, I guess it's good, but can't do that to nobody else. It's just BS, in my opinion." Granke said several factors led him not to charge, one of them being McGinnis had acknowledged through his attorney that he could have handled the matter differently. You think? You mean not putting this guy in jail for something that was going on between the two of you? McGinnis' decision to retire and concerns about the separation of powers between the executive and judicial branches of government. But, this guy...
So he did some work or something, and there was an issue with that between the two of them and how he got compensated or how the work quality of the work or something like that, and then he put him in jail for it?
Yeah, Barth had appeared before McGinnis for a probation review hearing on a felony conviction for fleeing an officer. McGinnis accused him of stealing several $1,000s from a cement contracting customer, the customer's spouse, working in the same courthouse for another Outagamie County judge, not for this guy in particular. Even though Barth had not been arrested or charged with theft, McGinnis ordered him to jail for 90 days, saying he would release Barth as soon as he repaid the customer. So this guy obviously, flouted his judicial robes and went above and beyond the call of duty there.
You stole the money, and you're going to stay in jail till you pay it back to my friend.
And so now he's going to retire early, essentially, because he was naughty. He did a no-no. Another judge, Hannah Dugan, before... of course, we know about her situation. A Wisconsin judge accused of helping a man evade arrest by U.S. immigration agents losing an attempt on Tuesday to throw out the Trump administration's case against her. Prosecution of Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan highlighted the push by President Donald Trump's administration to confront state and local authorities to resist his sweeping immigration crackdown. Democrats have accused the administration, of course, of trying to make a national example of Dugan to opposition. She was arrested at the county courthouse back in April, indicted on federal charges in May, quickly filing a motion to dismiss the charges, arguing that she was acting in her official capacity as a judge and is therefore immune from prosecution. However, U.S. District Judge Lynn Adelman said on Tuesday that she rejected the argument and upheld the July recommendation of a magistrate judge who also ruled that the case could proceed.
So they agree.
Adelman's decision could be appealed to the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. He scheduled a hearing for that case on September 3rd. Dugan has pled not guilty to helping that man in the country illegally try to evade authorities. No trial date has been set. She faces up to 6 years in prison and a $350,000 fine if convicted on both counts. She could pay that if she won the Powerball, because that bitch is going to be up there near a billion.
On my list of things I've got to do today. That is for sure.
Powerball jackpot now at $950 million after nobody matched all 6 numbers drawn on Wednesday night.
6th highest or something like that?
6th largest prize in Powerball history. Any player who wins the $950 million jackpot will have the choice, obviously, of getting the full prize amount in 29 annual payments or the lump sum, which would be $428.9 minus the taxes and all that stuff. Saturday's drawing, so tomorrow will be the 39th since the jackpot was won last in May 31st in California. The $950 million is the biggest advertised jackpot in more than a year. I got one number. I put $20 on it on Wednesday, and I got one number in all of my picks.
Yep.
61, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's on my list of things to do, though. Last night, Grace was over. She's like, Powerball. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on it. I don't even, like, the jackpot's awesome, but, like, I'd match a few numbers and just take a solid little, $500,000 or something.
I told my wife, I said,
500,000.
I told my wife, look, I don't win a ton of money on gambling on much of anything, to be honest with you, but I never win on these Powerballs. Never. I don't
even
get $2, $5, $10. I never. Like I look at, I get 20 picks, so 10 numbers.
And 10, you never even get your $10
and I get like one number here and maybe one number there.
Or
that's
zero numbers. That's it. And you're like, oh, not even $1. But yeah, I mean, just a few numbers and a little tiny chunk. It doesn't have to be but yeah, big. Buy yourself one.
Powerball tomorrow night. $950
All the quick trips are going to be
a lot of tickets. Pumping them out
today.
We'll get to some sports in a bit. Also, some Offspring on the way right now. Kill Switch.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Labor Day is about you, the worker. And because you've been such a good little worker bee all year, go ahead and take an extra bathroom break. In fact, I'm just hanging out in the ladies' room right now. Oh, great. Here comes somebody. Time to pretend flush. Happy Labor Day.
Boss makes $1. Brian makes a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Did you make that up? It's a little rhyme.
It's a very old
I
meme / whatever you want to call it. But Labor Day weekend is here. Extra day off on Monday. People are going to be grilling, doing all sorts of Labor Day stuff, going places, doing things.
A lot of people are going places, traveling, camping, doing some fun, like you were mentioning, getting out, fishing, doing whatever they enjoy before a lot of people, school and stuff starts.
Brew Crew lost to the Diamondbacks yesterday 6-4. They've lost 4 of their last 6 games and 7 of their last 11. They still lead the Cubs by 6.5 in the NL Central.
It's grounded right side. Marte's got it. He goes to first, and that is your ball game.
And the Diamondbacks get the series split. Taylor Rashi, in his major league debut, works the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
What an impressive outing right there by Rashi. I mean, he did it facing the heart of the order a couple times, not just once, but twice.
Brew Crew now go to Toronto. They start a 3-game series against the Blue Jays tonight at 6:07. Only 27 games left, by the way, in the regular season. I'm rooting for a Brewers sweep this weekend.
Yes.
The Blue Jays currently sitting in first in the AL East, where my Boston Red Sox trailed them by 3.5 games.
So this would be really great for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, because if the Sox could sweep the Pirates this weekend at home, which they probably will, and the Blue Jays get swept by the Brew Crew, then we're a half game out of first place, bitches. And my prediction of the Brewers and Red Sox being in the World Series comes closer and closer to fruition.
Plus, they just need to turn things around.
So close a couple of years ago to going to my first World Series game. We were going to do a bus. It was going to be the Brewers and the Red Sox. The Red Sox were in, and the Brewers had to beat the Dodgers, and they didn't. And we were getting ready for that bus trip, and I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be glorious.
You're going to the World Series?
I've never been to a World Series game, and I was excited. It was going to be my team, and Brewers let me down. So come on, Brew Crew, let's go. I'm sure you talked about Trevor McGill yesterday. IL.
Yes. Yeah,
Wednesday they put him on the IL.
Yeah, they sure did.
Let's see.
Sounds like just resting, though. It's not like
it sounds like
surgical.
No, but still, you never want to hear that. Week 1 of the NCAA football regular season continuing last night with Minnesota beating Buffalo 23-10. The Badgers beat Miami of Ohio 17-0.
Well, O'Neal and this Badger offense survive, and the Badger defense shutting out Miami tonight. And Wisconsin's got that first shutout since 2022, and Luke Fickell and the Badgers back in the win column.
Got the win, but the quarterback. What's going on here with the quarterback? We'll find out later today, obviously.
Non-contact injury.
Billy Edwards Jr. suffering a lower body injury in the second quarter, limped after making a handoff, headed to the injury tent, eventually went into the locker room. He wore sweats as he watched the second half from the sideline.
Yep.
Head coach Luke Fickell had no update on him after the game, said, I don't know a whole lot. Good to see, though, that he was back out there, able to be a part of the game and be with our team and things like that. Hopefully that's a really good sign for things moving forward. A bunch more games in the NCAA today, starting with Tarleton State at Army at 5 p.m. Number 12, Illinois, is the only ranked team playing tonight. They'll host Western Illinois at 6:30. That game will be on Peacock. And, of course, the big news when it comes to NFL football is Micah Parsons of the Cowboys coming to Green Bay.
How about them Cowboys?
All this back and forth with him and Jura down in Dallas. Big D wondering if the contract's going to get done. And then Dallas said, nah, we're good, dude. Here you go. shipping his ass to Green Bay. 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons headed to the Packers. In exchange, the Cowboys get 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round draft picks next year and in 2027.
That's a lot. Plus,
Parsons agreed to a 4-year, $188 million contract with the Packers. Includes $120 million in fully guaranteed money at signing and $136 million in total guarantees, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Oh, my gosh.
Go, Pack, go!
Holy moly.
Guy's getting some money, but hey, you win a Super Bowl this year on the heels of this signing, who cares? And then you're already competitive, right? You're already a good team. You're already in the playoffs. You're in a tough division, right? Detroit's good. Bears look like they probably improved. Who knows what the Vikings are going to do this year with this new quarterback?
Yep.
I mean, obviously last year they did pretty well, but yeah, big move for the Packers. Big move. And they don't normally make big moves like this. So.
No, I was going to say Grant Bills was probably like, what?
But a lot of people are kind of comparing this to the whole Reggie White thing, which happened, obviously, and look how that worked out. So
interesting. Yeah.
Pushing their chips into the middle of the table there, the Packers are. Good for them. Good for them. Hey, look, dude, if you can get great players, get great players. That's how you win Super Bowls.
You're right. They usually don't move like that. So
Rex Grossman didn't win a Super Bowl. I mean, there's a couple of instances out there, but let's be honest. You want to win Super Bowls, you got to get great players. And if there's one on the market and you can get them, then might as well. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Deftones, Poppy, and a whole lot more coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
Yeah, a monster 3-day weekend.
Tell me about it. Tell me all about it.
All right, Hulu. You wanna sit around and watch some stuff?
Maybe in the brief rain we might see tonight. What's up?
Or maybe after you get done with your fire pit and you go inside right before you head off to sleep.
Love this.
All right, so on Hulu today, it's called Hell of a Summer. It's a new film, summer camp slasher, directed by Finn Wolfhard. Stranger Things, right?
Yeah. So, okay, summer camp slasher.
Camp counselor trying to catch a killer. It's called Hell of a Summer, and it premieres on Hulu today.
Sharon's still in there. Push me to leave right now. I gotta go, man. She's the one. Way too soon. So much blood. That's so much worse than I thought it was gonna be. We have to go back.
If we go back there, we are gonna die.
I can't leave them. I'm supposed to be camp leader.
Yeah, you made that up.
We're gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Hell of a Summer.
So kind of tongue-in-cheek slashers,
yeah, it's
too,
more of
a...
It's not a spoof, but it's got some funny stuff. There is obviously some murder and death and blood and all that. But it's on Hulu today called Hell of a Summer.
Okay.
Also tonight on ABC at 7 o'clock, a 1-hour special called Hurricane Katrina, 20 years after the storm.
One of the worst natural disasters in our nation's history. The vast majority of New Orleans, Louisiana is underwater.
The devastation is just immeasurable.
Tens of thousands of homes and businesses are beyond repair.
Gone. Lives shattered from Katrina.
This is a national crisis and it's getting worse.
1-hour special, Hurricane Katrina, 20 years after the storm with Robin Roberts tonight on ABC. Showtime Sunday night, episode 9 of Dexter Resurrection. Also on Lifetime on Monday night, the series premiere of The Chrisleys, Back to Reality. Follows the family as the parents, Todd and Julie, are locked up in federal prison for bank fraud and tax evasion back in 2022. And then they come home after they got pardoned by Trump back in May of this year.
This call is from
Todd Chrisley.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
We will get through this.
I don't know how it's going to end, but at some point the truth is going to come out.
I live every day with the hopes that I will be reunited with my husband and my kids.
Oh, nice music.
And my parents and my mother-in-law.
Do you think there's a possibility that I could get out of here before I need a facelift?
The Chrisleys, back to reality. So if you give a rat's ass about these people, there's a new series starring them on Lifetime on Monday night. Also on Monday on NBC, 2-hour women's special episode of American Ninja Warrior. Paramount Plus on Monday has the streaming premiere of Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall, a romantic drama starring Jenna Ortega from Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
Also Monday on Amazon, the series premiere of The Runarounds. A group of recent high school graduates form a rock band in the hopes of catching their big break. That's what's on the boob tube this weekend, not a whole lot. There's obviously going to be some baseball and college football and whatnot as we get ready for the NFL regular season to kick off next Thursday night. Theaters this weekend, the big one is The Toxic Avenger, a remake of the 80s classic. This one stars Peter Dinklage as a janitor who's transformed into a mutant vigilante after being shot and dumped in a pool of toxic waste.
Armed political extremists have taken hostages downtown. Somebody do something!
I'm a monster.
You're not a monster. Show him your good heart.
Hey, buddy, I'm your dad.
What the?
I wasn't even involved. But sometimes you gotta do something. Who the are you? Just some dude with a mouth.
A lot of violence, a lot of gore.
Yeah.
Some nudity.
Sounds like it.
Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood. It's rated R. It's The Toxic Avenger, and it's in theaters this weekend.
More gore, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's a major studio production of a cult classic that was a D movie. Not even a B movie. It was a D movie. Drama films, those things, yeah. They made those movies for $20 and a pack of Twizzlers. The Roses, rated R, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman in a remake of The War of the Roses. It's a comedy about a couple going through a vicious divorce. Andy Samberg, Kate McKinnon, and Allison Janney also in that
Some
one.
funny
It's called
people
The
in
Roses.
it. Yeah.
I saw the trailer for the first time the other day, and I was like, this looks dumb.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. Also, the movie Caught Stealing, rated R. Austin Butler and his neighbor asks him to take care of his cat for a couple of days. Unfortunately, finds himself caught between Russian, Puerto Rican, and Hasidic mobsters.
These guys you messed up with, they're scary monsters.
Darling, you got to let me know.
Welcome to Narnia.
Should I stay or should I go?
How much is there? Over 4 million.
Everyone gets a cut. The Russians, the Puerto Ricans, the Hebrews.
Yeah. It's called Caught Stealing, and it's got Austin Butler, and he runs around a lot.
Trying to save his own life.
Kind of.
Getting out of the...
Yeah. And also in theaters this weekend, the 50th anniversary re-release of Jaws, the classic from 1975. Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw. Gonna need a bigger boat. Check your local theaters, see if they're playing it, see when it is. But usually these are a couple times a weekend.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Cora talked about yesterday. Mike in Eau Claire has it for like $6.50, a bunch of showings this weekend.
If you're looking for new music this week, you're in luck. Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's has a new album called Once Upon a Time in California. It's a collection of covers. Artists like Jim Croce, Dionne Warwick, and Harry Nilsson. That sounds riveting. John Oates has got a new album called Oates, his 7th solo
you mean
album.
John, as in John Oates?
Yes. As in All on Oates?
Yeah.
And Bryan Adams has a new album called Roll with the Punches, his 16th album. Still out there doing the damn thing. That's what's in theaters. That's what's in music stores, and what's going to be on TV this weekend. Probably going to be too busy to be sitting in front of the boob tube, other than maybe early in the morning with a cup of coffee in hand.
Yeah. Maybe a movie like you were saying after the Fire Pit.
Yeah.
Or some new stand-up like
There's
that, usually.
Plenty of that out there.
Yeah, there
too.
is.
Plenty of that. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Have you heard about SpongeBob SquarePants and the dark theories about the show?
No, but there was a lot of SpongeBob in my house.
So, obviously, a beloved animated classic, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Are y'all ready, kids?
Yes, we are ready, kids.
Aye, Captain! I can't hear you!
Aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Well, there's some dark theories about the show, and they're creeping out onto the interwebs. Bikini Bottom is the result of nuclear testing. The name suggests that it's located beneath Bikini Atoll, where the government did nuclear testing during the Cold War.
Okay.
And these are mutant creatures that are living down there. The main characters represent the 7 deadly sins. SpongeBob is lust. Patrick is sloth. Mr. Krabs is greed. Squidward is wrath. Plankton is envy. Gary is gluttony. And Sandy is pride.
Okay.
Dark theories about SpongeBob SquarePants. One of them is that it's all about climate change. SpongeBob is a kitchen sponge who represents human waste, and Mr. Krabs represents the corporations and that cause the pollution.
Man, I don't get high enough.
Krabby Patties are made from actual crabs, which is why Mr. Krabs is the only crab in town and so secretive about the recipe.
They also make them into these little gummy burgers you can.
These are just some of the dark theories about SpongeBob SquarePants. There's a large list of these, by the way, at mentalfloss.com. SpongeBob is a veteran suffering from PTSD. He wears the same thing every day, wakes up to the sound of a horn.
Because he's also an animated sponge.
And speaks to Mr. Krabs in a military style. That is not my theory. That is just me reading this from a website, so take that as you will.
Lots of characters never change their clothes when they're animated.
SpongeBob and Squidward's homes are from a tiki bar, supposedly from a ship that sank. Again, dark theories about the SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay.
Online at mentalfloss.com if you want to check out more of them.
I wonder what they think about Mr. Krabs and his daughter that's a whale. I bet there's thoughts about that, too.
Oh, there are thoughts about that.
Sure.
Check out mentalfloss.com if you want to read more about the dark theories regarding SpongeBob SquarePants. Going to get to Doc and his racing report just after 8. Bad News, Happy Music a bit later on. Got some Alice in Chains and a few. Right now, Sick Puppies.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Labor Day is about you, the worker. So this weekend, take a load off. Relax and eat out with the family. Celebrate by forcing an underpaid 18-year-old on their 13th hour of a 16-hour shift to make you a cheeseburger and fries. Happy Labor Day.
Hell yeah. That's the point of going out. Somebody else does it,
yes,
not me.
Yes, that's right.
Right?
That's why you go out, yes. So somebody else does it and then cleans up and, brings it to you. And
Labor Day weekend, we'll get to some Labor Day stuff in just a bit. Also going to get to Doc's racing report. Bad News, Happy Music. Daily check-ins. People letting us know the app's down. Sorry, we're working on it. Engineers are taking care of that kind of stuff. We don't have an on-off switch here in the studio, so thank you, though. Appreciate it. We've seen this before. A lost piece of mail.
Shows up 20 years later or something.
Something like that,
Has $5 from your grandma's in her birthday card in it.
Right, one of those things, and maybe she's passed on, and it's kind of a tearjerker. This is a post office in Illinois, and they just came across a postcard that a guy sent to his parents back in 1953.
Oh, my God.
But the parents obviously never got it because they just found it inside the post office there all these years later. No one's sure where it's been for the past 72 years, but they tracked down the guy who sent it and got it back to him. He's 88 now, and he sent it during a trip to New York when he was a teenager, 72 years ago.
Like stuck in a wall or something, or behind a piece of equipment?
The postcard was sent by Alan Ball to his parents, Frederick and Elizabeth Ball, back in 1953.
Oh, man.
And it arrived recently at the Ottawa post office, where the postmaster there, Mark Thompson, took an interest in the mystery. So apparently it wasn't like stuck in the wall or in a chute or in a box. It just was like somewhere floating around in the mail. It got lost in the ether. I don't know. I have no idea. Thompson said the card, which depicts the UN building in New York, was likely mishandled at the post office inside the UN, ended up lost in a crevice or an unseen location for decades before finding itself back into circulation.
How does that happen?
I don't know. The postmaster enlisting the help of local genealogists to locate this guy, Alan, who now lives in Sandpoint, Idaho. Alan, who was shown a digital image of the card, said he recognized his own handwriting. He doesn't remember mailing it. He does, however, remember spending a short time in New York on his way to a summer trip to Puerto Rico in 1953.
Jeez, wow. You know what? His mother never got that. She was probably pissed, too. That kid never even sent us anything. He went on that trip, and he was supposed to stay in touch.
The postcard's 72-year journey, by the way, pales in comparison to a similar incident that occurred last year when a postcard arrived at its intended address in Swansea, Wales, 121 years after the date on the postmark.
What? Did it go to the Bermuda Triangle and then come back or something?
They think that somehow it got delivered somewhere else and then it ended up going, just somehow wandering around in the ether. Crazy, right?
So maybe the anniversary card my mom sent me about 5 years ago that had a $20 bill in it so we could go get something nice that ended up disappearing, really wasn't stolen and opened and the cash was taken. It's just lost.
Waiting to be found.
Oh, my mom's still mad about that. I can't believe that card. I should have never mailed you money in a card. I can't believe it never got to you.
You should never mail money. It's a terrible idea. Especially
she was being
$20.
Nice.
How many stories of post office workers do we have?
Maybe it's lost, though. Maybe years from now I'll get a card from my mother.
You're going to be dead, and they're going to track down one of your daughters and be like, yeah, are you Ella Madsen? Was your mom Jean?
Here's a card.
Well, here's an anniversary card from her mother.
Well, how sweet would that be?
Yeah. That's some mantle-worthy stuff right there, isn't it? Speaking of anniversaries, a couple marked their wedding anniversary by walking down the aisle 72 years after they first said, I do. These are some old-ass people names. Well, at least hers is. Edna, that's an old lady name. Edna Schofield and her husband Keith, who were both 93, had a second wedding hosted by their family at their home in North Yorkshire. Footage on August 22nd showed the sweet moment where Edna was escorted down a homemade aisle by Keith, who was waiting in the living room. She had a bouquet of flowers from her granddaughter Hannah's wedding day during the ceremony. So grandson Sam sported Keith's old school tie. Lots of little bits and baubles and things of that nature. They still look very happy. He looks like 20 years younger than she does, I got to be honest.
That happens sometimes.
The pair expressing their love for one another from the comfort of their armchairs, right? Can't really stand up at the altar for very long. Saying how much they cared for each other, surrounded by their kids, their grandkids. Celebrated their big day with some afternoon tea, which is how Edna and Keith had at their own original wedding, was some tea. Keith even able to make her laugh 72 years later.
Do you, Keith, take Edna to be your lawful wedded wife again, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, for the rest of your life?
No.
31-year-old granddaughter sharing the footage said, never lose your sense of humor. So Keith there, all these years later, at the age of 93, getting his vows renewed to his wife, and said, no, I'm moving on, man.
That's awesome. I recently saw a video about that. It wasn't them, but it was a similar kind of thing, and it was a renewal, and it was like in the backyard of their house, and, you know, surrounded by generations of their kids and families and grandkids, and same kind of thing. She walked out and met her husband of years and years and years, and they renewed their vows in their backyard. It was very sweet.
That's a long-ass time, 72 years.
That is a long-ass time. I told you at that wedding I was at where they, you know, how the couples get out and dance and then you get peeled off.
Who's been married 10 years?
Yes,
Who's been married 20 years?
And there was 3 couples at this one tiny wedding that I was at recently. And 3 of the couples were over 50 years. And the winning couple was 61. They were still dancing.
They
had been married 61 years.
Gotcha.
3 couples had been married over 50. Were still out on the dance floor. And then it was like 52, 56, and 61 was the winners. And they were still dancing.
Cutting a rug, huh?
Yeah.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, some Bush and Seven Dust coming up in a few.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
It's the Labor Day weekend. Hard to believe, but summer's practically over. And what's next? Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. And then it's the next year. And then another summer, and then another Labor Day come and gone. And your kids grow up, grade school, high school, college, and then they start having kids. And you just keep getting older and older. And then the dementia starts. And you have to move into assisted living, and then you get emphysema, and you spend the rest of your life on a respirator. So take advantage of all the great Labor Day sales this weekend before it's too late.
Oh, my gosh.
Labor Day weekend is here, and apparently you're having some trouble getting us on the app. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we're working on it.
Well, Gene, what happened to 95.7 The Rock on this nice Friday morning? Won't come in on the radio. Won't come in on the internet.
Yeah, Gene.
Does come in on the radio, just not the stream right now.
Yeah, Gene, what happened
the radio's
on
working
this
part.
nice day? Yeah, Gene, what'd you do?
Okay.
Everybody knows it's your
right.
fault.
Okay.
8 million people texting and letting us know. Yes, we know the stream
Thanks.
is down.
We're working on it.
Apologies. The engineers are working on it. It's not just an on-off switch. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Yeah, actually, we would.
Well, all that does work with the computer. You know what I mean? Or your phone, restart. Sometimes it works.
Para Jake said, is Listen Live not working? It plays the ad, then it stops.
Yeah.
That's how we get you. You'll listen to the ads whether you like it or not. Someone also texting in saying, app not working, have uninstalled and installed, still not working.
See, that was a good effort, though.
I appreciate the effort, but I wouldn't recommend that all the time. Maybe just give it, maybe text us first before the uninstall.
Doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, we know it's down. They're working on it, so thank you. Labor Day is here this weekend. You grilling out? What are you doing? What do you got planned? Going on a boat?
We're nothing
Going
fun
to
like that. I think we're gonna go to see my mom on Sunday.
And stop in Madison?
Nope, I don't think so.
Really? Mm-hmm. You'll be okay?
Mm-hmm. Waiting until next weekend for the Badger game.
Okay,
so
and then it's going to be all the hugs
purposeful.
and all the. All right.
So I think I want a campfire, but I thought it was going to be tonight, but I don't know if the rain's going to stick around. So campfire, we're going to drive down and see my mom. Might stop at that brewery that is outside of Devil's Lake. I don't remember.
Are you talking about the one in Baraboo?
Yeah.
Tumbled Rock?
Yes.
Yeah, with the outdoor patio?
In the woods with the patio where they sometimes have live music and stuff like that. Is that it?
They're not in the woods.
No.
Really.
Okay, I'll have to look. But the one that we went to was kind of in the woods by Devil's Lake, and it had like a restaurant and then an outdoor area where they have bands and stuff, and then another tasting room over here.
Yeah, that's Tumbled Rock.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's awesome, FYI.
Yeah.
And the patio is a spot, man. It's nice. And they built a stage. We saw our buddy Derek Ramner race there a couple of months, maybe last year at some point. But, yeah, it's a cool spot.
I was going to look and see what the live music was this weekend, but we might do that on Sunday after we visit my mom. And then we're going to have a cookout on Monday night, Labor Day itself.
Labor Day grill out? All right. Well, speaking of grilling out.
Tell me.
A new poll looking at the most loved condiments in America just in time for Labor Day and your grill out. And the one we love the most isn't ketchup or mustard.
Well, what is it going on?
Anything you want it to go on. I mean, we talked about this.
It might be different, depending on what I'm putting it on. I mean, like, I'm going to say cheese if it's a burger, but that's not.
No, condiments, not toppings.
Well, not toppings.
Condiments.
Okay,
not
mayo?
the same thing. Yes, mayo is numero uno.
Okay.
The four big ones you'll most likely be putting on your dog or your burger, which would be ketchup, mustard, mayo, and relish. And the one we love the most, according to the survey, is mayonnaise. The mayonnaise gets the votes. It's only 1% more than ketchup. 30% of Americans say mayo is top dog when it comes to condiments. 29% say ketchup is the go-to. 25% love the mustard, and only 13% of people are in on the relish.
I do like it on a burger, but I'm not going to put it on a brat, or I'm not going to put it on a hot dog. Mayo? Mm-mm. Do you?
I'll put mayo on a burger. I mean, it depends on...
of course.
It depends on the burger, but I almost always put mayonnaise on it, like on the bun, just a little...
Especially if there's lettuce or tomato or onion and that kind of stuff.
Relish, for some reason, nobody likes it. Around 1 in 7 people can't stand relish. 14% of people. Only 4% of us hate ketchup, but it's a very passionate 4%. I really don't like that ketchup. But America's most loved condiment this Labor Day is not ketchup or mustard. It's mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
I put that bleep on everything.
I think we might do sausages of some sort leading into the bratwurst season. You know what I mean?
Getting there. Yeah, we haven't really discussed much in terms of what we're doing, so where there was a discussion about going out on a friend's boat, which would be like the first and maybe last time this summer we got invited on a boat. I was worried, though, because I was like, man, I don't know, man. If it's only 77 degrees inland, then what's it out on the river? It's going to be
not
much
as
cooler.
Warm as people would like when they're tubing and doing those kinds of water activities. That's for sure. But it's still, kayaking, canoeing, but still nice. Obviously, it's not. We're hardy folks, but it's not 85, which you want if you're on the water.
So we'll see. I'm sure we'll eat some grilled meat of some sort at some point this weekend, whether it's at our house or somewhere else. 7 us in a couple of minutes. Right now it's Bush.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Labor Day is about you, the worker, the peon, America's hidden treasure. You. America was built on your broken back. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, Gene. Happy Labor Day. Enjoy it. Celebrate yourself by taking a day off.
Buy something? Is that the deal? Is there a lot of specials and savings?
Are there sales
Labor Day
back to school?
Yeah, there's usually.
What's the hot item? It's not mattresses, right? That's Lincoln's birthday?
I don't think it's that. No.
Is it cars? Is it cars?
Are those affordable?
Just asking. No idea.
Yeah, I think we're going to go out, do some shopping tomorrow, because one of the things that's really fun this weekend is, generally speaking, the college kids are back in our community and in Eau Claire, and so you can go watch a bunch of baffled-looking freshman boys with their mothers at big box stores, just following them around with carts full of crap that they need.
And, blanket, towel, that stuff. Yeah. All right. I did not know that was a thing. Don't have kids. Brew Crew lost to the Diamondbacks yesterday.
It's grounded right side. Marte's got it. He goes to first, and that is your ball game. And the Diamondbacks get the series split. Taylor Rashi, in his major league debut, works the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
What an impressive outing right there by Rashi. I mean, he did it facing the heart of the order a couple times, not just once, but twice.
6-4, the final score against the Diamondbacks. The Brew Crew have lost 7 of their last 11 games.
Yeah.
They're in Toronto tonight for the first of 3 against the Blue Jays. 27 games left in the regular season.
They've been on a grind, too, playing games every single day.
6.5 up on the Cubs in the NL Central. Dallas Cowboys trading their 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Packers yesterday. The Cowboys get Kenny Clark in exchange, along with 2 first-round draft picks, one next year and one in 2027. NCAA football continuing yesterday with a couple of games, actually several games. You had Minnesota beating Buffalo, 23-10 is the final score there, and the Badgers shutting out Miami of Ohio, but quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. going out with an injury. We'll see what the results of that are later today when they do some more testing.
Mostly a defensive game versus an offensive game. I think defense held them to like 117 yards or something like that. So it was all on the defense with the quarterback going out right away.
Kyle Schwarber had himself a game, hit 4 home runs yesterday, last night against Atlanta. He becomes the 21st Major League Baseball player and the 4th Phillies player to accomplish that feat. So 4 out of the 21 players who have done that in history came from Philly.
Is it in the water?
Something in the water there?
Yeah.
Schwarber was 4 for 6 with the Phillies, record 9 RBIs in the 19-4 win. He took the outright National League home run lead with a career-high 49 for himself. Also moved within 1 of Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, for the Major League lead. Schwarber leads the majors, by the way, with a career-high 119 RBIs. He's having himself a season. NFL bettors expected to wager approximately $30 billion, that's billion with a B, on the league this season with legal sports books in the United States, not necessarily the bookie will break your kneecaps kind of guy.
Okay.
This is an estimate released Thursday by the American Gaming Association. They say the $30 billion figure is approximately an 8.5% increase from a revised estimate of $27.5 billion last year based on the national growth of wagering in 2025 and stats from states that report football-specific betting data. So, yeah, $30 billion.
With a B.
With a B. That's a lot of change in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And ESPN making a big change to their NBA Finals broadcast team. Yesterday, Andrew Marchand of The Athletic reported that the network is demoting Doris Burke and replacing her with Tim Legler. Burke was named the number one broadcast team alongside Mike Breen for the four-letter network after mainstays Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson left their longtime roles in 2023, but now Doris Burke has been demoted. ESPN's NBA Finals team will now consist of Mike Breen, Tim Legler, and Richard Jefferson. No Doris Burke.
So what was the Dave Portnoy thing this week with getting banned at Ohio State, but then they say not really, but then Fox says he wasn't on a team or something?
So Barstool has a relationship now with Fox Sports.
Yes, and he's supposed
to be... the pregame thing, and they're supposed to be there, and he's a Michigan guy, and obviously there's a huge rivalry there,
yes.
And so, I don't know.
Fox supposedly didn't have him on their list of approved broadcasters to come into the stadium or whatever.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't read much into it. I saw the story. Then I saw that the Ohio State athletic director said that's not the case. And then I saw him posting an emergency press conference video talking about, own your baggage.
Now he's taking a shot at ESPN.
So I don't really know exactly what is happening with all that, but.
Supposed to be part of the team, I guess, starting this weekend, and then, he says he was banned, and they're like, no, you weren't, dude. You weren't on the approved list of names, so I don't know.
We'll get to the Foo Fighters in a bit. Doc will join us to talk racing, more Labor Day stuff, bad news, happy music. We're busy, so don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
It's Labor Day weekend, and there's Dad. He's been drinking Schlitz malt liquors since he woke up, and now he's going to grill burgers once he gets the Kingsford charcoal briquettes lit. And here's his wife, Nancy. She's been hitting the bottle too, but nobody knows because she hides her vodka in a coffee cup. There goes Timmy and his friends on Schwinn Stingrays. They're going to light leftover firecrackers from the 4th of July in the parking lot at Bob's Big Boy.
Where are my fingers?
Yes, Labor Day weekend, because celebrating the American labor movement just means a 3-day weekend.
Hell yeah. I'm here for it, though.
Yep.
Here for it.
For sure.
Labor Day weekend is here. The unofficial end of summer. Kids going back to school. Football getting underway.
Mm-hmm.
Temperature changing a bit. Definitely been cooler at night. I saw a frost warning in some areas of
Wisconsin. I believe
for last
that.
night, yeah.
I believe that. It won't last, though. The heat's going to come back. It's way too early for that.
I did turn my AC back on yesterday. It's going to be in the 80s this weekend. No. It was like 71 in the house, and I said, nope, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Especially if it's getting into the 80s. No fun. Comprehensive Labor Day survey.
Is this about actual laboring?
Yes, asking people about jobs and employment and all that stuff.
All right, tell me about this.
7 out of 10 people say they're working harder this year than last year. Are you working harder this year than you were last year, Gene?
I feel like I've been working at a really high level of hard since COVID. So I don't know if it's any harder this year than last year, but it's certainly
7 out of 10. 70% of people say they're working harder this year than they were last year. Nearly 6 out of every 10 people think tariffs and inflation are erasing their hard work.
Okay.
2 in 5 Americans are concerned that AI will take their job.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't surprise me.
Labor Day statistics for Labor Day for those of us who labor.
Nearly 3 in every 5 Americans say it's not easy to get a job right now. Well, maybe not in the career field that you chose.
Right. Well,
But there's always, every bar and restaurant I go into is hiring. Every single one. Now, I'm not saying that you got to, demote yourself, but like sometimes, you got to do things that you're not necessarily looking to do to make ends meet, but those are the realities of every situation,
But I understand what they're saying. I mean, maybe those positions aren't there that you've been searching for.
According to recent reports in the job market, it seems like younger workers are bearing the brunt of that pressure, partially because entry-level positions are the easiest to cut and save money, especially when aspects of those jobs are most likely to be handled by our Terminator overlords, the AI people. Well, you look at the drive-thru. You know what I mean? Perfect example right there.
Beginning positions.
You know, that was some kid. Welcome to so-and-so. Would you like to take your order?
Well, and if you're
Why pay that kid $6, $7, $8 an hour? You get some computer to do it for free. Or, you know, whatever the original investment is.
Well, and if you're looking at your total overall staff and budget and where you've got, harder to start people on the farm team, if you will, to bring them all the way up through the...
Other results of this survey about labor, just in time for Labor Day.
Yes.
Nearly 3 in 5 Americans say they don't have a budget for Labor Day spending, but let's be honest, some people don't have a budget at all.
I was going to say, we didn't.
Let alone for Labor Day. They just say, well, there's money in the account, let's go. 93% of people think companies should offer financial wellness tools to employees.
That's a lot. That's almost everybody that you surveyed. 93%. That's almost everybody that took this survey.
Those are people, by the way, already in the workforce.
Yeah.
I think I heard a stat somewhere in an ad about there's a new app. Maybe not new, but there's a newish app that you can download for your kids, and it's some sort of chore / banking app type thing. Right. So like the money's there, but until you complete the chores that are on the app, you don't get the money in the account, and then you can have it and use it for whatever you like.
And then do things come out of the money?
Well, then there's also it's a way for parents to help explain how finances work to their kids, because they say that financial literacy for children and for younger adults and teenagers is one of the hardest things to teach.
I just watched a video the other day of a teacher. She had middle school students, so 6th, 7th grade, right? And it was like, okay, and did the whole thing. 40 hours a week at whatever, $15. How much would your apartment cost, do you think? You know, the kids are like, $200. And she's like, no, I'll put $600 to be like, you know, and
which
that's
is bottom of the bed.
Right.
Yeah, you're living in some
maybe you're living with a friend and
two people in a bedroom,
and then cell phone. What else do you need? And then they're like, right, groceries, utilities. One kid's like, I'd like to have some clothes, right? Like they had to go through all of that stuff, and they had zero money at the end of the month, zero money, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, it was a very interesting exercise.
93% of people think the companies should offer financial wellness tools to employees. How about pay them more too?
Well, and I think there's things that financial wellness tools, right, that offer like maybe free.
And that's not a 401k. That's not a retirement plan. That's
a financial planner. Maybe you get to meet with a financial planner for free. They offer that once a year, or help with even like, you know, writing wills and figuring out where all your cash, I mean, that kind of stuff, right? Like somebody that could help you with all that.
I'm surprised it isn't 100%, but 94% of people want a raise to keep up with inflation.
Yeah, of course.
This is some results of a survey, a comprehensive Labor Day survey about labor in America. 52% of Americans are planning to spend less this Labor Day weekend compared to last year.
I don't think of Labor Day weekend as it's just a day to grill or something like that.
But this is more like a survey where they say, all right, what are you doing this weekend? And then they say, okay, well, what are you going to grill? And then they look at the average prices. And
it's not like I remember last year's Labor Day.
59% of people are planning to check out Labor Day sales for some good deals. That's going to be you this weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Labor Day stats for Labor Day weekend.
Recognizing the contributions of the labor force and economic achievements of American workers.
Labor Day weekend. Up in here. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We're going to talk racing with Doc a bit later on. Also going to get to some Stone Temple Pilots in a few minutes. Right now, it's Jet.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Each and every Friday during the NASCAR season at about 8:15, we're joined on the phone by the Mid-Pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Happy 4th of July. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day weekend.
Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say about you. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
I'm sure he is probably locked on the rock and listening to the doc right now. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Are you?
Always. Every time.
Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the bottom.
Hell yeah, he does. Hashtag this guy.
He's going to have to come from the back.
That's exactly where I'm coming from this weekend. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
Again, that's
always
where I'm.
The same, always.
This weekend, coming from the back. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend at the Doc household. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Oh, sneaky Pete. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
Gotta do some exercises. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
Never. It never happened. Not once.
Doc never went too fast. Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
Yeah. He did blast her in the rear end. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching here, Doc?
Well, right now I'm touching my phone, wondering why my alarm didn't go off when I wanted it to this morning. I am out at the campground for the weekend. Started my Labor Day, taking a 4-day weekend. So it's good to relax on a Friday and get out and have some fun for a day where I should be working.
Yeah, absolutely. Long weekend.
So just kind of enjoy the weekend here. Maybe come out. I got to come out tomorrow night and announce the Enduro. But we're going to have a nice, relaxing weekend out here. Lots of activities planned out here at the campground, and looking forward to it.
Looks like you got some good weather for it. The only real news I saw this week in NASCAR was that Zilich is getting a full-time ride in the Cup Series next year.
Yep, Zilich is getting a full-time ride. There was no shock. I think you even predicted this when it first came out that they were replacing going to replace him in the 99 car, and you said, well, it wouldn't shock me if Zilich got in there. Well, you were correct, Brian, on that one. Also, some other Zilich news. Brian, you mentioned that, Zilich got out of the car partway through the race last week at Daytona, and Parker Kligerman went on to win the race. That's the first time it's happened in the Xfinity Series since 2007. That's how far back you got to go. And it happened at Milwaukee. Denny Hamlin was flying in to run the race at Milwaukee. He flew in, got in a helicopter to fly over to the Milwaukee racetrack. The helicopter couldn't land because people were parked on the helipad. They had to take him all the way back to the airport, rent a car, and drive over to the racetrack. Well, the race had started by then, so they put Eric Almirola in the car. And then Hamlin got there. Hamlin replaced Almirola. Hamlin went on to win the race, but, Almirola got credit for the win. So that's just NASCAR's rule. That's the way it is. So it does happen. The playoffs are starting this weekend. The top 16 are locked in. Like we talked about, Reddick and Bowman, are very thankful that Blaney won, so their spots are secure in the top 16. So now it's time to go playoff racing, and nobody's really out of it. I mean, the worst one is Bowman at -4 points. So still, 3 races, plenty of time to make up 4 points and get into the top 12 to advance the next round. They start out this weekend at Darlington. It's one of the oldest tracks on the speedway. It's a 1.36 egg-shaped oval. Banking in the turns, 25 degrees in 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4 at 23 degrees. This is an old-time track where they got to run the outside most of the time instead of the running both grooves. It's a tricky track in the corners. They call it the track too tough to tame. Chase Briscoe, when he was driving a Ford, won this race last year. Excuse me. Denny Hamlin won the race back in April. Qualifying record set by Eric Almirola in 2014 at 184.1 miles an hour. Fantasy experts say like Byron, Hamlin, and Larson. When I filled mine out last night, you're looking at Reddick, Blaney, Briscoe are some names that are running pretty good, in the top 10 when they get to tracks like this. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app brings us their odds this week. Larson at +500, Reddick at 550, Hamlin, Blaney, and Byron at 600, Bell and Briscoe at 1,200. Red Cedar Speedway tonight. It's the last regular Friday show of the year. This one's kind of a fun one for the teams. No points involved. It's just a winner-take-all type event. It's the annual Labor Day Showdown. Late models, modified, super stocks, Midwest mods, and street stocks all in action tonight. Gates at 5 p.m., practice at 6, first green flag drops at 7, and after that, they're going to be shut down until that big Punky Manor weekend later in September. We'll give you more information on that as it gets closer. Tomorrow night at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, it's the 200-lap Big Cheese Enduro they do every year on Labor Day weekend. This is for 4- and 6-cylinder cars. There's still time to enter this if you still want to get into the Enduro. Rules and registration forms can be found on the Speedway's website at lacrossespeedway.com. Gates at 5:30. Green flag drops at 7 o'clock on that. Now, also the fan guide. We told you last week for Oktoberfest competitors, the competitor guide was out. The fan guide dropped this week. It's full of, Gino, I bring you one of these every year that's got information on past events, what's happening all weekend. It's got the schedule. It's got it tells you who the fans are going to be all 3 nights. So that's something you want to check out. Go to OktoberfestRaceWeekend.com. Has all the information you need coming up for this year's Oktoberfest Race Weekend. And it's like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, it's getting the championship time at our short tracks, and it's getting to be race weekend time, one of my favorite times of the year. So wherever you're at in the country, folks, take your family out and support a great local short track. Doc's Race Report is brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street, Holman. That is this week's Race Report.
Now, you have yourself a good long holiday weekend, Doc. Take it easy at the campground. Have fun tomorrow night at the racetrack doing the announcing, and say hi to Mrs. Doc for us.
You guys, I'm happy. I'm happy for you guys. No more rock stops. Now it gets to be the big giveaway next Sunday. So
yeah, I know. Packer season too, right after somebody wins.
Yeah, Packer season. Somebody wins a bike, then you turn the game on at 3:30. So it's going to be a great Sunday next Sunday.
Doc, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week. All right, buddy?
Later, guys. Have fun.
DOC, each and every Friday at about 8:15, talking NASCAR racing.
Woo-woo.
Only got 2 more months left.
Man, that's a long season, isn't it?
It is. February to November, right? Yeah. Architects, we'll get to them next. And Bad News, Happy Music. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Am I ready for it?
Ready?
Probably not.
Here we go. A 20-year-old burglary suspect in hashtag Florida named Justin Schimple was apprehended by an adult man named Kyle Myvet who was wearing his Batman pajamas at the time.
Yeah, he was.
She woke me up. She's like, hey, someone's rummaging through your truck. So I called him. I said, hey, your garage is open and my truck was just broken into. So I'm going to sit outside until you guys secure your garage without the person seeing me. And I grabbed a hold of their shirt and their right wrist. I said, listen, don't try to get away. I have plenty of experience with this. I'm really glad I had my Batman pajamas on because that gave me the extra confidence that I needed.
By the way, saying that he has plenty of experience with this doesn't mean that he goes out and fights crime as a Cape Crusader. He has worked in corrections, apparently, so he's not
he's
not a novice when it comes to physically restraining people.
He's not just a warrior on the street. He actually has experience working within the...
Did you see the picture of him with the deputies?
I did.
It's not like a T-shirt. It's like a onesie almost, like a Dr.
It's like
Dent.
a full
onesie. It's like a Dr. Denton type
jammies, which
Kyle,
seems like it would be really warm in July and August or whatever. You know what I mean?
People in Florida are a different breed. All right,
they're like snuggly jammies.
Number one, he's a grown-up wearing pajamas.
Batman pajamas.
Batman PJs, and in the middle of Florida, in the middle of the heat.
Summer.
This guy in bed at about 2 a.m. Home security cameras alerted him to a man breaking into his truck. He called the cops, went outside, heard the same suspect ransacking his neighbor's garage. He sprang into action.
Of course he did.
And detained him until the officers arrived.
Vengeance.
Yeah,
he's Batman.
He later told police, I grabbed a hold of his shirt and right wrist and told him, listen, don't try to get away. I have plenty of experience with this.
Holy, here we go again, Batman.
This guy wearing his Batman PJs and beating up criminals.
I got all the experience.
I've got so much experience when it comes to beating up criminals because I'm Batman.
And I don't think it was that he heard a noise and then grabbed the first thing he thought to throw them on, right? I think he was wearing them.
Yeah, he had them on. He was in bed at 2 a.m. with them on. He says, I'm really glad I had my Batman PJs on because that gave me the extra confidence I needed.
I'm Batman.
He was sleeping in those snuggly jammies.
The police say Justin stole multiple items from Kyle and his neighbors, including a couple pairs of $300 Ray-Ban sunglasses, some cash, a woman's wristlet, and more than $500 in gift cards. And I'm just wondering, what are those doing in your truck and in your garage? I hate to shame the victims of the crime, but wow, do you have $500 in gift cards in your garage?
I don't have $500 worth of gift cards.
Neither do I.
I don't know, but I mean, I could see if we were out buying some and they got left in the van. You know?
I guess. I mean, sunglasses, okay. You
or
got
in
a
the
pair,
glove box.
You got a pair of sunglasses in your
cares
truck.
About that? Of course you do.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Cash, again, I don't understand why you would leave cash in your vehicle.
It happens. That happens for sure.
A woman's wristlet, okay, came off, took it off, whatever. And more than $500 in gift cards from either the garage or the vehicle.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was arrested, charged with multiple felonies and misdemeanors. And they got all their stuff back right away. Too sweet. How nice is that?
Never even left the property.
I think, right? You don't have to go through, like, the whole, like, bring it down to the station and log it into evidence.
You might have to, but I mean, he was right. He was Johnny on the spot, or Batman on the spot, I guess.
He was. This is a very strange video, if you haven't seen it. There is a woman in Canada who was driving around with a huge metal staircase attached to the end of her car. Officer says she probably and apparently backed into it, ripped it off wherever it was, and then just kept driving around with it stuck to her vehicle.
How can you drive like this? How? This is not safe. What's the license plate? That is so bad. Like, how?
Yeah. So like
a swing set?
No, a staircase. So that goes up the side of a house or an apartment building, and it's big and it's giant, it's metal, it's heavy, and it's crashed through the back of her car. She's got like a hatchback, and it smashed out the window. She's in line, like she's in the middle lane of a 4-lane highway here, looking to turn left. And the video of the woman on TikTok from behind her sees her. She's trying to go around the corner. I don't know. She's trying to get this thing to get off the top of her car. It's crazy. And then there's video right at the beginning where the officers have her stop finally. And yeah, it looks like she backed into it. It came detached from wherever it was sitting. And then it just kind of stuck to her car. And again, it smashed out the rear window of her hatchback. And just kind of the landing at the top of the stairs is sitting on the roof of her car. And the stairs are going down the back, and she's just driving around in Canada with this thing.
She sure is. Yeah, like pulled up too close to the community pool or some apartment complex or something.
It's one flight of stairs, but it's probably, I don't know, maybe a good 9 to 10 feet tall.
Did anybody call in a missing staircase?
Following an investigation, officials say the driver had initially backed into a building, striking the stairs, which broke off and fastened to the car. One of the officers said, "We're not really sure what the heck is going on there."
It's probably exactly how they said it, too.
22-year. Oh, we're not really sure what the heck's going on over there. 22-year-old woman from Woodbridge, Canada, wherever the hell that is, charged with careless driving. Adding additional charges may follow. The charge has not been tested in court. Police say the investigation ongoing, but this woman just
There's nothing wrong with her? Like, she wasn't impaired in any way? How do you not know that's on your car?
In the news.
Right?
I don't know.
How do they not know? How do you not know?
Well, you get freaked out. You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then you go.
And then you just drive down. No, you don't. You don't drive down the road like that. It's really on the top of her car. I mean, it's dragging. It's the windows busted out.
I don't know what to say. She did. She did. Lakewood, Washington. Seen a bunch of these pop up all over the country the last couple of years. The coffee shops that feature scantily clad women.
Mm-hmm.
Bikini baristas. They all have certain different names and all that stuff. A customer at a bikini barista coffee shop tried to pull one of the baristas out of the restaurant through the drive-thru window and abduct her.
What?
Yeah.
I think it's terrible, especially on that kind of shift, but it's just really hard to hear things like that are happening to those type of girls. We're all human. Everybody deserves the grace of like, wow, that shouldn't have happened to them. It does make me worried for other girls.
Yeah.
According to the documents, the charging documents, incident took place at about 2:30 in the morning. Which is why you heard her say on that shift.
On that shift.
Right? Overnight,
so still
creepy
serving,
dudes, dark, all that
coffee.
Stuff. Well, that's probably where they make a lot of their money, right? People late night and in the presence of darkness, right? Where no one can see them, patronizing the bikini place. This was on August 18th. Documents stated that once the guy got his beverage, he threw it in his car, grabbed the victim's arm after she reached for a clipboard. She braced herself against the window frame until the suspect, who was alone in his vehicle, let go and drove off. Bikini barista preparing and serving coffee beverages while dressed in scanty attire. Barista involved in the incident suffered injuries to her upper body and had her shirt torn. What's she doing wearing a shirt? What kind of bikini barista is this?
Like
the vest thing?
Over, like.
Police able to confirm the suspect's identity, 19 years old, arrested, charged with first-degree attempted kidnapping.
Dude.
Suspect stated that he was not in the right state of mind, had no intention of hurting the victim.
Oh, geez. Okay. That makes
Admitted
me feel
he
better.
was drinking and smoking marijuana the night of the incident. The man told the police he was suffering through some, quote, relationship problems.
Thanks.
And simply wanted to see a, quote, pretty girl.
Ugh.
Right?
I hope that shift isn't done alone. That there's more than one person working that shift.
This story is crazy. This story has everything, as Stefan would say.
Really?
A former New Jersey bowling alley owner, who served a prison sentence for arson, has now been convicted of trying to arrange the killings of prosecutors and judges involved in his case. Stephen Smink from Philly, go figure, some dirtbag from Philadelphia, bunch of scumbags.
Used to own a bowling alley.
Planned to pay for the hits with the sale of guns and sports memorabilia. Now faces a potential life sentence. According to the attorney general there, a guy named Matthew Platkin, he says, this defendant planned to kill public servants for doing their jobs and putting him behind bars for crimes he previously committed. State police and prison officials found out about his plan and interceded before anyone was harmed. So they did a cell toss on this guy or something like that, or overheard some other inmate ratted on him or something. This guy used to own Pikes Lanes Bowling Alley in Deerfield Township in Cumberland County, PA.
Okay.
Admitted back in 2014, this is 11 years ago, that he hired two men to set fire to a competing bowling alley, Loyal Lanes, in 2010.
Oh, man, this story does have everything.
This dude is like a legitimate criminal.
Yeah, he is. He's the
Nothing
mob.
but
That
crime.
guy's the mob.
He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for the arson.
For hiring these guys to burn down his competition's bowling alley.
And it was while he was serving that sentence that authorities learned of his plans to hire someone to kill 3 Cumberland County prosecutors and 2 judges that were involved in the arson case. 5 people are going to lose their lives because this guy got 15 years for committing a crime that he committed. Yeah.
Dude, and obviously they intercepted and it didn't happen, which is amazing. But, he really thinks that's going to work. Like, I'm going to hire these people to get murdered.
This guy
and then
doesn't live in reality. He doesn't live in reality, Gene.
I'll get out of jail and I won't have to worry about anything because they'll all be dead. There won't be other judges or other prosecuting attorneys.
2 weeks ago today, on the 15th, this guy was convicted on charges of first-degree conspiracy to commit murder, 5 first-degree counts of attempted murder, and 4th-degree counts of conspiracy to transport firearms and transporting firearms. Smink was serving his arson sentence in Northern State Prison where he hatched the murder plot. In late 2017 or early 2018, he hired someone identified in the documents as a cooperating witness to help find a hitman. The witness was, quote, at all times cooperating with authorities and working under the direction of the New Jersey State Police. Yeah. This guy apparently first hired a member of the Latin Kings gang who was also incarcerated to carry out the plan, but the gang member died before he could act on the plot, so these judges may have ended up getting killed.
Actually getting killed.
If everybody was together, wipe the whole place out and kill everybody, it just looks like somebody making an assault, a gangs meeting, Smink was quoted as saying. If somebody shot up the place, it looks like the gang getting retribution. Meanwhile, this guy was overseeing the transfer of guns and memorabilia he owned in order to pay for the killings. His mom, Esther Smink of Philly, was told to write correspondence on his behalf to carry out the murder plot. He's getting his mom involved. His mom allegedly provided sports memorabilia and a Harley-Davidson motorcycle as payment for the hits.
Oh, my gosh.
The case against her was dismissed in 2022 when she died at the age of 81.
I was just going to say, what happened to her?
Dude, this story is wild. From bowling alley owner to arsonist to federal murder charges, trying to kill judges and prosecutors.
Well, the Schminks, it sounds like they were in the mob, Brian, is what it did. The Schminks family was very, very involved in some dirty things. The Schminks, don't you come for the Schminks.
Don't ever go against the family.
Don't.
And last but not least, in the realm of FAFO, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, in the realm of, God, I hope they eat his ass, an influencer, one of these scumbags on the internet, is messing around with a cannibal tribe to try to get TikTok views.
They are taking video
This is exactly what you think of. When I say cannibal tribes, these are the people on an island that have never been seen before. They don't want to be found. Leave them alone. And when you show up and get killed, because the guy did show up and get killed, we don't feel bad for you because you're an idiot.
He showed up and got killed?
Not this guy, but the guy from a couple of years ago. Remember the guy? Went to the island, cannibal tribe. They killed his ass right there on the beach. Don't show up. They don't want you, bro. And if they kill you, then good. An Irish travel influencer and clout seeker blasted online after using an alleged cannibal tribe for a TikTok stunt. Dara Tah is the guy's name. Daratah. 17.7 million views on TikTok for this video, by the way. Said just tried to make contact with a cannibal tribe. So it worked. All these views.
Travel
probably
over
getting
there.
paid. Thrill seeker frequently sharing footage of himself performing dangerous stunts for his 750,000 followers on the platform. Apparently, some of his past challenges are staying awake for 48 hours. Oh, no.
It's called parenthood.
What are we to do when we don't get
Try
sleep
it.
for 2 days?
Yeah.
He also apparently endured 12 hours of Chinese water torture. This time around, the Irishman went to visit an unknown tribe on the Indonesian half of the island of New Guinea.
I was just going to say, is this in New Guinea? That's got to be where it is.
This guy, along with a team of tourists and a local guide named Demi, seen cruising along a river in a wooden boat as indigenous locals whoop and holler at the banks of the shore of the river. As they approach, one of the tribesmen points his bow and arrow at the vessel. One of the tourists says, "I think they're pointing bows and arrows at us, bro."
I think they're pointing bow and arrows at us, bro.
This is terrifying. They're huge bulls. I've got an offering for them. Basically bargain our way and try and make them accept us. Put it in my hand?
Open it and then just put it in your hands. Hold it.
Oh, God. Okay, he doesn't look like he likes that.
Careful.
He doesn't like it. All right, guys, let's move back, maybe.
We have to go out.
He's not into that.
Not really welcome. It's really dangerous.
I'm not going to lie. That is absolutely terrifying. Demi, they're scary.
I'm sorry I'd take you here.
Yeah, you heard Demi there, the guide, say, "I'm sorry to take you here." Said, "We have to move. You're not welcome. It's very dangerous." This guy apparently was trying to trade salt, like a bag of salt, with the tribesmen.
For what? Like some photos and video and stuff?
Yes.
Well,
after tasting some of the salt, the guy that he gave it to spits it out in disgust and then gets really upset, and that's when they start to retreat. God, I hope these people get killed on an island. I really do. I really hope you get on that island. They don't even want your salt. They just kill you. You got no business going there, dude. Just leave those people alone. Everybody else on TikTok pretty much agrees with me. Leave them alone. They're not bothering you. Did you just intrude on their land for content and called them scary? One person even said the video was staged. But this idiot out there harassing cannibal tribes or whatever they are for TikTok views.
People that live alone in the jungle in New Guinea, and that's where they live.
And it worked. Got 17.7 million views.
Of course. This is the job. You just were telling me about all these things he's doing, right? To get views and to get more views and to get more people and to get, because that equals bigger paycheck. Because that's what he's doing for work.
Someday he's going to come across the wrong tribe and they're not going to taste his salt. They're just going to kill his ass.
Well, you can't. The problem with upping the game on those kinds of things is at some point, what do you up the game to?
Right, death.
Yeah, right.
That's the only.
Right.
Yeah. These people. Ugh. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Bad news.
Maybe it was all just acting, huh? Maybe it wasn't really.
Acting.
It's acting.
Well, acting or not, if you truly are an influencer and 17.7 million views happen, some other idiot's going to get the idea and go and try to actually contact one of these tribes and get his ass killed. People are dumb. I don't know, thin the herd, I guess, right? Darwinism. Only the strong survive. Stone Temple Pilots now with Vaseline. We'll get to our daily check-ins next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. You can find all of our contact info there. You can listen to the show live on the website. You can also check out our daily podcast. You can also download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Get in touch with us through the apps. Voicemails, text messages, submissions of pictures and videos. We had a call from Mike earlier this morning letting us know the app was back up or wasn't running. Having trouble listening to the show.
Got that fixed.
Wondered what happened. Sorry, Mike.
All fixed up.
Thanks for the voicemail, though.
Well, working great now. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
I sent a text to people that could do something about it. I don't know if it was hard work. But
somebody texted in, said he should go to Sentinel Island. I heard it's real pretty up there. LOL. Talking about the influencer.
Yeah, I'm sure. That was in New Guinea with the tribe.
Shorty down in Florida said, yes, absolutely. I do have it locked on the Rock listening to the doc. I said I knew you would. Somebody else texted in, the app was not working, have uninstalled and installed, still not working. Thank you for the effort, but just took the engineers to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
They also said that Cheers Bars versus Gary's Old Town Tavern, Bar Wars.
Oh,
from Cheers, sort of like the bowling alley. It never escalated to that on Cheers. It was a little more friendly.
Yeah, it wasn't burning down each other's businesses.
No. Boy, you really
do not like the competition. I'm telling you, it feels like there's a family there. Like,
can you imagine though? You're like, think though, seriously, like if you're the owner of this bar, the bowling alley that got burned down, right? Now, I don't know if anybody died or anything like that, so I'm just going off the fact that this guy burned down the bowling alley. Imagine how much better you feel now knowing this guy's gone forever. You know what I mean? Like, this dude was out there burning your business down and then was willing to go to the next level to kill judges and prosecutors. And, like, you're just trying to own a bowling alley, which may be a front for another,
well, that's what it sounds like this
family type thing. But
although if he had to sell just some sports memorabilia and a Harley, maybe he wasn't that involved.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that if you were a criminal enterprise, you wouldn't have to go to somebody else to hire somebody.
Your mother
to do that.
to get.
Yeah. Hey, Ma, write a letter and give him my Harley. Thanks to everybody else who texted in about the app not working this morning. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very good to hear from you guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend with your mom.
Yeah.
Then shopping, watching stupid college kids be stupid.
Gonna shop. I'm gonna hopefully sit by a campfire. I got some, we got some adulting to do. Gonna go see my mom and maybe grill out on Monday. I hope you have a good weekend as well. Enjoy Labor Day.
Yeah. Don't forget, we're off on Monday. Still can tune in and enjoy a best of from 6 until 10, but then we'll be back on Tuesday.